Hey people, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist channel, and in this case talking about EDC, specifically lightweight EDC. Now that's usually something I don't focus much on. I don't care all that much about something being super lightweight, but there's something to be said about it, especially for people with different needs, different circumstances. Depending on the clothes you wear, you may want to go with something like this. Now, it's also true that maybe in summer and when you're dressing more casual or a little bit nicer, you don't want to have your pockets full of stuff, which I get as well. So let's go into this. What is it that we have here? What is it that we have in terms of compromise? I don't like to be without certain things. I want to have a pocket knife. I want to have some kind of multi-tool. I want to have a flashlight. Now, of course, we'll add a cell phone wallet. That goes without saying. And probably for a lot of us, hand sanitizer. This is something I pretty much been living with for decades because, you know, ugly, sicky, messy stuff that you touch all over when you're moving around. So usually I will have one bottle or another of hand sanitizer, especially if I'm touching surfaces that are in the contact with public, you know, elevator buttons, doors, and any of that stuff, especially when traveling. You want to keep your hands clean, which is one of the most common ways in which you catch a number of complicated diseases. Anyway, one of the things I really want to have is a solid knife. Now, I could easily be without this and just have a little Leatherman squirt, which is in itself a very decent multi-tool. Surprisingly good, maybe one of the most versatile tools in terms of weight-volume ratio. You can do a lot worse than not having this. You know, if you have I bought like a crappy multi-tools, some of the larger knockoffs, even some of the Gerber ones, which are, you know, decent multi-tools. They're not as good as Leatherman. And the Leatherman Squirt PS4, I'll leave the links for this stuff. I sometimes forget, but I'll try to remember. PS4, you know, you cannot go wrong with this. It fits in the little lighter pocket of your jeans, you know, that little pocket that has for coins or for a lighter, for a Zippo lighter, I think it was designed for. That's where this fits without any problem whatsoever. You can even fit a small flashlight next to it. So this is ultra easy to carry. You could even go with your keychain light, right? In your keychain, as part of your keychain, having this and a little flashlight, you're solid. So in terms of minimal, this and maybe a flashlight like this one. This is I found it under different names. This is called EDC flashlight. I don't always find it in Amazon, but when you do, if you can catch one of these, it has a large enough battery, it is bright enough, it's been reliable so far, and the form factor and how lightweight it is, yeah. These two, you would be well covered. These days, I'm using Carmex for lips, and yeah, maybe something you want to add to as well. You could also go with a flashlight like this one. This is a Streamlight MicroStream USB, so it's USB rechargeable. It is quite lightweight. Now, I find that it's very similar to the Olight, like this one, and I like the Clicky a little bit better because it's solid, but not as tough, as hard as this one. But this one is more lightweight and more streamlined. And other than that, very similar. Of course, this one is rechargeable, this one is not. But here is where I'd probably end up with a lightweight alternative to something a little bit bigger, like a larger flashlight. Now, in terms of a folding knife, one of the knives that has surprised me more these last few years has been this one. I bought it when I thought I lost my other zero tolerance, and I couldn't be happier with it. This is the 0550 CF. CF is for carbon fiber, and at first I thought, yeah, it looks nice. No, it's not just that it looks nice. It is super lightweight. It weighs nothing at all. And when I mean nothing, we'll check now with a scale so as to be, you know, more accurate. But you have a decent knife, more than a decent folding knife. That blade geometry is beautiful and functional, very pointy, which is something nice for a knife that you have as a dedicated folder. especially a tactical folder, and it's titanium frame lock, quality made all around, made in US. Yeah, very great, very nice alternative. So these would be some of the things I look forward in a lightweight knife. Now, in a lightweight EDC setup, let's actually go weighting these things around, comparing one with the other. Let's start with the multi-tool, which is probably one of the heaviest little things, especially because, let's get that in ounces for you guys. Okay, let's start with, how many grams is this? 58 grams of weight. Okay, let's change that. All right. Okay, ounces. How many ounces is that? 2 ounces. Perfect. Couldn't ask for a lot less than that. Let's go with a flashlight. Check that one out. 1 ounce. A little bit over an ounce. Yep. What about this one? 1.24. Almost as light as that one. Let's compare it to the one I said it was a little bit heavier. Let's compare it to this one. Okay, it's not all that much heavier, but a little bit more. So you especially notice when you compare it to that other one. Okay. Let's go now into knives. Now, if I'm comparing knives, I would compare it to something like a full-size heavy knife like this one. That is 6.2 ounces. That is a certain amount of weight. Let's go with one of my favorite knives, the Cold Steel Voyager series, almost 5 ounces. Yeah, there it is. Certain weight. What about this one? 4.3 ounces. That is very lightweight, super lightweight for what you get. 4.3. Now, if you want to go very, very lightweight in something that has a blade, 2 ounces, guys. It is just 2 ounces. That is nothing. And with those 2 ounces, which, let me grab out, that's what we're looking at. Basically, this is almost, it's a little bit under that, but this is what you're looking at. It's a couple of these coins in one of these, and you have a little tiny blade and gets the job done. Now, let's look at something like this that I wear all the time, and I forget how lightweight it is. Compare it to one of my other favorite watches, this one. This is a Seiko Orange Monster, which is, it's kind of a little bit of a, trying to figure out how to get this thing in there. You fold that there. Yeah, okay. So as to get all the weight in there. 6 ounces, that's a heavy watch. Massive diver's watch, but heavy. Compared to this one. Titanium. Kind of like half the weight, 3.6, 3.7 ounces. So this is a lot lighter. And when you start adding all of these things up, you notice this lightweight setup that I'm showing you here, that's kind of what I've been rolling with these last few days, trying to test it, see how it goes. Yeah, you definitely see that it's lighter. Now, it's not a deal breaker for me. I usually will prefer to have full-size folder, and it is true that these two are pretty much, both are full size. So I'm not sacrificing like blade length. In fact, this one is probably about the same or even a little bit longer. So this is one of those, exceptions to the case, but in terms of flashlight, in terms of a multi-tool especially, I really don't want to be without my Leatherman charge or a wave. Usually a charge is what I go with, but you can do a whole lot with a lightweight setup if you're smart about it, if you're clever about minimizing and cutting weight in all of these little things. All right, folks, as always, if you're interested in this kind of thing, EDC, practical aspects, survival, preparedness, urban, and modern day survival, you have survival skills and giving everything going on with the economy, you definitely want to get Surviving the Economic Collapse, which is available in Amazon, following the links below. I'll leave links for some of the other stuff that I just showed you in case you're interested as well. Take care, see you on the next one.